How my wife accidentally devoured a secret message, sparked a month-long baking punishment, uncovered a possible hidden fortune, and was forever haunted by my mother-in-law's mischievous twists. It was my birthday, and my mother-in-law, Diane, had gone out of her way to send me a box of expensive, gourmet chocolates. They arrived neatly packaged in a sleek, refrigerated box with a handwritten note, "For my wonderful son-in-law. Enjoy." I barely had time to admire the elegant packaging before my wife, Emily, snatched the box from my hands, grinning mischievously. "Oh wow, these look amazing," she said, peeling open the seal. "Let's have just one." That "just one" quickly became two. Then three. Then, before I knew it, she had devoured the last piece. "Seriously?" I asked, laughing as she licked her fingers. "That was my birthday gift. But they were so good," she pouted. "I'll make it up to you, I promise." The next day, Diane called. "Happy birthday again, dear," she chirped. "So, how were the chocolates?" I hesitated, then smiled. "Oh, Emily ate them all." Silence. Then, in a quiet, trembling voice, she asked, "What? Are you serious?" I chuckled. "Yep, she devoured the whole box. Didn't even leave me a single one." Another long pause. Then, barely above a whisper, she muttered, "I put a special note inside one of the chocolates just for you. A heartfelt message." My stomach dropped. What? Yes. It was inside one of the truffles. "I wanted you to know how much I appreciate you being part of our family." Before I could respond, Emily burst into the room, her face pale. She had overheard the conversation. "And Mom, there was a note? Inside the chocolate?" "Yes," Diane sighed. "A very personal one. I just hope you got to see it." Emily turned to me in horror. I didn't know. I just ate them. I didn't see anything." Diane groaned. "Well, I guess my heartfelt words are now digested." A deep silence fell between us. And that's when Emily finally said, "I'm gonna go buy you another box, and also, maybe call Mom more often." I just laughed. "Good idea. And this time, I get first pick?" Emily spent the rest of the day in damage control mode. First, she scoured the house, hoping, against all logic, that the note had somehow fallen out instead of being eaten. She even checked the trash, gagging as she sifted through wrappers. No luck. Next, she made frantic calls to the chocolate shop, asking if they had any record of which truffle might have contained the note. The confused chocolatier apologized but had no idea. "We make thousands of truffles a day, ma'am," he said. "Unless your note was printed on edible paper, there's no way to track it." Emily groaned and hung up, then turned to me with wide eyes. "What if it was important? What if she was trying to tell you something really big?" "Like what?" I asked. "A family secret? A hidden inheritance?" "Exactly," she gasped. "What if you were about to inherit something huge, and I ate the message?" I laughed. "Or maybe it was just a sweet note telling me she loves me." Emily paced. "We have to do something." That night, Emily took Diane out to dinner to make amends. I tagged along, half for support, half for entertainment. Diane acted completely fine at first, making small talk and smiling, but when the food arrived, she leaned forward and said, "So, about the chocolates." Emily nearly choked on her drink. "I'm so sorry," she blurted. "I didn't know there was a note. If I had known, I swear I wouldn't have eaten them all. Please forgive me." Diane tapped her chin, pretending to think. I don't know, those were very special chocolates. And that note was quite sentimental." Emily looked like she might cry. "I'll do anything to make it up to you." Diane's lips twitched. "Anything?" Emily nodded eagerly. "All right then," Diane said, smirking. "Every weekend for the next month, you're baking me a homemade dessert. And I get to pick the recipe." Emily gasped. "Mom, you know I'm terrible at baking." Diane grinned. "Exactly." I burst out laughing, and Diane winked at me. "Happy birthday, son-in-law. Enjoy your show." And that was how my wife ended up in the kitchen, covered in flour, every weekend for a month, while I got to enjoy some truly disastrous but hilarious baking attempts. But the story didn't end there. One weekend, after weeks of botched cupcakes and undercooked pies, Emily finally had a breakthrough. She made a batch of brownies that were, shockingly, delicious. Diane, impressed, nodded approvingly. "Not bad," she said. "Looks like you're finally getting the hang of it." Emily beamed. "Does this mean my punishment is over?" Diane smirked. "Not quite. I was thinking, maybe a birthday cake for my next celebration? A big one. You know, as a final test." Emily groaned, but she couldn't back out now. "Fine. But you better not hide any notes in it." We all laughed, but Diane just winked. And from that day on, Emily, whether she liked it or not, became the unofficial family baker. As months passed, Emily's baking evolved from disastrous to decent, and then, surprisingly, to downright impressive. Diane would request specific pastries just to challenge her, and Emily would accept each challenge with determination. One evening, while enjoying a homemade cheesecake, Diane leaned back and smirked. "You know," she said, "this whole chocolate fiasco was the best thing that ever happened to our dessert table." Emily rolled her eyes but smiled. "I guess so. But I still can't believe I ate the note." I grinned. "Well, if it makes you feel better, at least you inherited a new skill instead of a secret fortune." Diane chuckled. "Who says it wasn't a fortune? Maybe I was just waiting to see if you were worthy before revealing it." Emily's fork froze midair. "Wait. Are you joking?" Diane simply took another bite of cheesecake, her eyes twinkling with mischief. "Guess you'll never know." Emily spent the next week researching family wills, questioning relatives, and trying to figure out if there really was a hidden fortune. Diane never admitted to anything, but she seemed to enjoy watching Emily stress about it. A year later, for my next birthday, Diane sent another box of chocolates. This time, Emily handed them to me immediately. "Open them. Now." Inside, I found a handwritten note taped to the lid. It read, "Just kidding. Or am I? Love, Diane." Emily groaned. "I hate this woman." I just laughed. "I love her." And with that, I enjoyed my birthday chocolates, finally.